It's 11:47 p.m. Ollie is lying in bed, phone in his hand, brightness turned all the way down so it doesn't wake his wife. The room is quiet, but his mind isn't. He's scrolling. Another video, another success story. A 27-year-old making more in a month than Ollie makes in a year. Someone talking about early retirement like it's a normal thing. Someone else explaining why people stay broke, and how easy it is to escape. Ollie stops. For a moment, he just stares at the screen. Then he locks his phone and places it beside him. And now there's nothing left to distract him. Just silence. And a thought he doesn't like to admit. Why am I still here? Because on paper, his life makes sense. He's 38. He has a stable job. He's not careless with money. He doesn't waste it on useless things. He did everything the right way. Studied. Worked hard. Stayed consistent. So why does it feel like nothing is moving forward? The next morning looks exactly like every other morning. Same alarm. Same routine. Same tea. Ollie checks his phone, then his bank app. And there it is. Salary received. For a brief second, something shifts inside him. Relief. A quiet kind of happiness. This month will be different, he thinks. It's not the first time he's thought that. At 9:15 a.m., he pays the rent. At 9:22, the electricity bill. By 9:30, the internet, gas, and a couple of automatic payments he barely remembers setting up. He doesn't hesitate. He doesn't overspend. Everything is under control. By the afternoon, he goes to the grocery store. Just the essentials. Milk, flour, eggs. A few things for the kids. Nothing extra. Nothing careless. Still, when he reaches the counter, the total is higher than he expected. It always is. He pays anyway. Because what's the alternative? Days pass. Work, home, repeat. Around the middle of the month, Ollie opens his banking app again. He doesn't know why he does it. He already knows what he'll see. Half his salary is gone. Not wasted. Not lost. Just, gone. He scrolls through the transactions. Everything looks reasonable. Nothing jumps out as a mistake. And yet, something feels off. By the 25th, that feeling gets heavier. Now every expense needs a second thought. Fuel or wait another day. Order food or cook at home. Buy now or push it to next month. He starts calculating everything. Quietly. Constantly. By the 30th, the pattern is complete. Ollie isn't broke. But he's not comfortable either. He's waiting. Waiting for the next salary. Just like last month. Just like the month before that. One night, he's sitting alone in the living room. The TV is on, but he's not really watching. His son's school fee receipt is on the table. Next to it, a small list his wife made, things they've been postponing. A minor repair in the house. A short family trip. A new phone Ollie's been delaying for almost a year. None of it is impossible. But somehow, none of it happens. Ollie leans back and closes his eyes. Because deep down, he knows something is wrong. Not loudly wrong. Not dramatically wrong. Just, quietly wrong. He thinks back. Last year felt like this. The year before that too. Same effort. Same routine. Same results. It's like running on a treadmill. Moving constantly, but going nowhere. And that's when it hits him. Not all at once. Not like a sudden realization. But slowly, uncomfortably. What if the problem isn't his effort? What if the problem isn't even his income? What if the problem is something he can't see? Because everything in his life looks normal. That's what makes it dangerous. There's no big mistake to fix. No obvious bad decision to reverse. Just a system. A quiet, invisible system. That takes his time, his energy, and his money. And gives him the same life back. Over and over again. Ollie opens his eyes. The TV is still playing. Nothing has changed. But something feels different. Because now, for the first time, he's not asking, why am I not moving forward? He's asking something much more uncomfortable. Why do I keep ending up in the same place? And that question is where everything starts to change. The next morning doesn't feel different. Same alarm. Same routine. Same road to work. But something is off. Ollie can't shake that question from last night. Why do I keep ending up in the same place? It follows him the entire day. Through meetings, through lunch, even during the drive back home. Nothing in his life looks broken. And yet, nothing is improving. That evening, he does something he hasn't done in a long time. He sits down with his bank statements. Not casually. Not just checking balance. Actually looking. Line by line. Month after month. At first, it all looks normal. Salary comes in. Expenses go out. Everything makes sense. But then, a pattern starts to appear. Not a shocking one. A quiet one. Every month begins with control. A plan in his head. I'll save this time. I'll be more careful. But the structure of his life doesn't change. His money already has places to go, before he even decides what to do with it. Rent doesn't wait. Bills don't wait. Responsibilities don't wait. And saving waits. Every single time. Ollie leans back in his chair. Because now he sees it. It's not that he's bad with money. It's that his money never gets a chance to work for him. It arrives. And immediately starts working for everything else. He opens a notebook and writes one simple sentence. I save what's left. He stares at it for a few seconds. Then, almost instinctively, he crosses it out. Because for the first time, he realizes something uncomfortable. There is never anything left. That's the trap. Not overspending. Not low income. But a system where saving is the last priority instead of the first. And in that system, progress becomes impossible. Ollie thinks about the past 5 years. Salary increased slightly. Expenses increased faster. Responsibilities multiplied. But his financial position? Almost identical. He remembers when he first got his raise. He was excited. He thought, now things will change. But they didn't. Life simply adjusted. A slightly better phone. Slightly better groceries. A few more comforts. Nothing extreme. Just enough to absorb the increase. And that's when another realization hits him. It's not just his system. It's his lifestyle slowly expanding, without him noticing. Not luxury. Not extravagance. Just quiet upgrades that became permanent. Ollie walks into the kitchen. His wife is preparing dinner. He watches for a moment, then asks something unusual. Do you feel like we're moving forward? She pauses. Thinks. Then says something simple. We're managing. Managing. That word stays with him. Because managing isn't growing. Managing isn't freedom. Managing is survival, dressed up as stability. Later that night, Ollie sits alone again. But this time, instead of feeling confused, he starts connecting things. The scrolling at night. The comparison. The frustration. It wasn't just about money. It was about movement. Or the lack of it. He realizes something most people never stop to see. You don't get stuck in one big moment. You get stuck in small, repeated patterns. Earning. Spending. Waiting. Again and again. No disaster. No collapse. Just years passing, with almost the same outcome. Ollie picks up his phone and opens his calculator. Not to check his balance. But to imagine something. What if, he thinks, things stayed exactly like this? Same habits. Same system. Same cycle. For the next 10 years. He doesn't like the answer. Because it's not dramatic. It's worse. It's predictable. Same stress. Same waiting. Same quiet frustration every month. Just, older. And that's when it becomes clear. The trap isn't visible because it feels normal. Everyone around him is doing the same thing. Working hard. Paying bills. Hoping things improve. But hope isn't a strategy. And normal, doesn't mean it's working. Ollie closes his eyes. Because now he finally understands the real problem. He's not stuck because he's failing. He's stuck because his system is designed to keep him exactly where he is. And if nothing changes, nothing will change. That thought is heavy. But for the first time, it's also honest. Because now, Ollie isn't asking, what's wrong with me? He's asking something much more powerful. What do I need to change, to break this? And in the next moment, for the first time in years, he stops thinking about surviving the next month, and starts thinking about escaping the next 10 years. That night feels different, not because anything around Ollie has changed, but because something inside him has. He's not confused anymore. He's not guessing. For the first time, he sees the pattern clearly. And once you see it, you can't go back to ignoring it. Ollie is sitting at the same table. Same place where bills were paid. Same place where decisions were delayed. Same place where next month was always the answer. But tonight, there's no delay. He takes out his notebook again. That same line is still there. I save what's left. He looks at it, then slowly writes something new underneath. I spend what's left. He pauses. Because this one feels different. Uncomfortable, but powerful. The next morning, nothing dramatic happens. No sudden motivation. No life-changing speech. Just a small decision. Ollie opens his banking app. And before doing anything else, he moves money. Not a huge amount. Not something impossible. Just a fixed portion. First. Before the rent. Before the bills. Before life takes its share. For a moment, it feels wrong. Almost irresponsible. Like he's breaking a rule he's followed his entire life. But he doesn't stop. Days pass. And something interesting happens. Life adjusts. Not perfectly. Not easily. But it adjusts. The same expenses are there. The same responsibilities exist. But now, they are forced to fit within what remains. Not the other way around. Ollie notices small changes. He delays a few purchases. Cuts a few unnecessary costs he never questioned before. Becomes aware of things he used to ignore. Not extreme changes. Just conscious ones. For the first time, he's not reacting to his money. He's directing it. A few weeks later, he checks that separate account. The one he almost didn't create. It's not a huge number. But it's something new. Something unfamiliar. Something that wasn't there before. Progress. And that changes everything. Because progress does something motivation never can. It proves that change is real. Ollie sits back and thinks. Not about next month. Not about surviving. But about time. He realizes something most people misunderstand. Money doesn't change your life overnight. But the direction of your money, that changes everything over time. He opens his calculator again. But this time, the numbers feel different. Not stressful. Not overwhelming. Just possibilities. What if this continues, he thinks. Not for 1 month. Not for a year. But for 10, 15, 20 years. And for the first time, the future doesn't feel like a repeat of the past. Because the trap was never about how much he earned. It was about how his system was built. A system where everything came first. Except him. Now that system is different. Not perfect. Not easy. But different enough to change direction. Ollie looks around the room. Everything is the same. Same furniture. Same walls. Same life. But he's not the same. Because now he knows something most people never realize. You don't escape the trap by earning more. You escape it by changing how the game is played. Weeks turn into months. The number grows. Slowly. Quietly. But consistently. And one day, Ollie opens his account again. Not out of fear. Not out of habit. But out of curiosity. Because now, he's no longer waiting for his salary to save him. He's building something that will. That silent trap. The one that kept him stuck for years. Never disappeared. It's still there. Still waiting. Still pulling people into the same cycle. But Ollie stepped out of it. Not with a big risk. Not with a perfect plan. But with one simple shift. He stopped living on what was left. And started building what comes next. And the truth is. If you're still stuck in that same cycle. It's not because you can't move forward. It's because the system you're following. Was never designed to take you there. The moment you change that system. Everything begins to change. Quietly. Slowly. But permanently.